Hello. Good evening, everybody. This is Joanna Sacco, Mindset Mentor. I'm going to just invite a few people to pop on, but I had a big epiphany today and I wanted to share it with you guys. So I'm just going to take a couple of minutes to invite some people to jump on in here. All right, let's see who's around. If you are popping on and watching the replay, just say hello and where you're from. Hi, hello. If you are joining, say hi. Tell me where you're from and invite some friends so we can have some discussion coming. Hey, Courtney, how are you? Okay, so I was just thinking after a day of mentor calls about the parallel between what happens to our bodies if we don't take care of them and what happens to our mind and our brains if we don't take care of them. Hey, Stacy, because the two, I believe, really go hand in hand. And oftentimes we don't think about taking care of our mind the way that we do taking care of our body. And what do I mean by that? So in order to have a healthy body, right, we have all these tools that we use to have our body be in balance. So we need healthy sleep, right? We need to reduce our stress, have good stress management. We need to eat healthy, balanced food. We have to reduce our toxin load. We have to make sure that we are nurturing and giving our body what it needs for it to thrive, for it to function correctly, for it to not get sick, for it not to have a weakened immune system or whatever else, right? We do all these things. We know this. This is almost like, okay, like we go to the doctor tells us, yes, like you should be eating healthy and exercising, and, at least your doctor should be telling you that. And taking care of yourself. But what happens to the mind, to our brain? Oftentimes, so many people are feeding negativity to their minds and to their brain day in and day out, and they don't even realize it. So instead of telling yourself that, yes, you can do it, that, yes, you are strong, that, yes, you are deserving, that you are worthy, that you deserve happiness and abundance and all these amazing things, we are cutting ourselves down, and we are constantly filled with these thoughts of not being worthy, not being good enough, not deserving, feeling like we are less than, we're comparing ourselves to others, all of these different things that we are just constantly bombarding our mind and our brain with, right? How many times a day do we do this? So what I want you guys to do, one of your action items, right, on this page, I like to give out homework for those of you guys who work with me, as you know, is to just take a tally of how many times throughout your day you say something negative to yourself. You feed negativity to your brain, to your mind, to your soul, and keep a tally just for one, from the minute you wake up until the minute you go to bed. Every time you have a thought, just put a mark down, You don't even have to write anything else down. It doesn't have to be super complicated, but just do that and see, hey, Darcy, hey, Celeste, and see how often throughout the day you do that. And then make the connection. What would happen to your body if you were treating your body the way you're treating your mind, right? If you were constantly feeding it junk food and never giving it a fruit or a vegetable or a healthy protein or whatever else, if you were constantly filling it with toxins and heavy metal, like whatever, all these different things that can negatively affect our body and our health. If you were not sleeping properly, if you were not exercising or giving it movement that it needs that our bodies just need. So what would happen to your body if you treated it like that? It wouldn't be good, right? You'd get sick. You'd have some kind of disease or illness or something else happen. It wouldn't be good. And the same thing happens with our mind and with our psyche when we feed it like that. And eventually, guess what? If you're telling yourself these things, your brain starts to believe it. And that's the story that it starts to play back to you all the time. And you start getting these negative voices that you start believing. And when you start believing those thoughts, you feel a certain way, and then the feelings directly correlate to the action that you take or don't take. So this is huge. This is like cognitive behavioral therapy, right? So your cognitions, your thoughts affect your behavior, which then affects your actions. Um, and if you want to have a successful business, you have to be nurturing your brain. You have to be nurturing your soul, your mind, your psyche as much, if not more, than your physical body. And they have to both be healthy and strong in that sense, because they're definitely so tied together, and you got to just work on both. You can't neglect one or the other. But as your mindset coach, obviously I'm talking about more of the mind stuff this time. So yeah, I just had this big aha moment thinking about it, especially for those people who, who we teach about wellness and about health and things to these other people. And we teach them about how to take care of their body, and we, how to eat correctly, how to sleep, how to manage stress, how to do all these other things. Yet we don't teach about how to properly nurture ourselves and that part of ourselves and that emotional part as well. So from a business perspective, this is, I believe, truly crucial, because if you're not, if you don't feed those positive things to your brain and to your mind, then you're feeding it negativity. And then that's what you're going to keep getting. That's what you're going to keep attracting. That's what you're going to keep portraying. Those are the kind of people who are going to be attracted to you, to your life, to your business. You are the average of the 5 people you hang out. So as you can see, it's like a big domino effect. So I believe it really just starts within the mind and within working on that internal voice, how you speak to yourself. If you wouldn't speak a certain way to your child, if you wouldn't say to your child, you're not good enough, you're not worthy enough, you'll never, achieve this, you'll never, people are not going to want to listen to you, people don't care about what you have to say, whatever else, other horrible things, you're telling yourself about you. If you wouldn't say that to a little child, don't say it to yourself. Do not say it to yourself, because we should be treating ourselves and loving ourselves with that utmost love. So again, your task for the week is to take a tally of how often you, in a 12-hour period, or however many hours you're up, probably more than 12 hours, what am I thinking? Yeah, like 16 hours, however many hours you're up, how many times you are feeding your brain, your mind, your soul, your psyche negative thoughts, okay? And then I'll do a follow-up live to this and we can talk about it. And if you guys have any questions, or if you're, surprised by the results, or maybe not surprised, then I will start a thread for question and answer session about it. How does that sound? I hope some people will decide to do it, because I think it's such an important exercise to do. And again, if you wouldn't say it to a child, don't say it to yourself. But be mindful of what it is and report back on those results. All right. Thank you, everybody. I will talk to you all soon.